first thing is protect yourselves from the sun. Don't I think there's enough space that you can spread out as you wish, and keep from being scorched by the sun. There's cushions for people to sit on. There's the mats at the back there. There's probably more empty chairs if anybody wants. So yeah, just spread yourselves out. So today is the ordination ceremony for the novice Sampanno, novices Sampanno and Suddhiko, and they will be taking their Bhikkhu precepts, their full precepts as monks, fully ordained monks. And how's the sound? It's okay?
Perfect.
Okay, great. And it's also Ajahn Chah's birthday today, so that's we've done it a few times where the ordination seems to work on Ajahn Chah's birthday. I think Ajahn Jotipālo is one of them. Early days of the monastery, and the ordination seemed to be that was a good day to do it on Ajahn Chah's birthday. I think that's one of the things that really make Ajahn Chah happy, with seeing more monks come into the world, and it certainly makes me happy. So the day today we'll begin with paying respects to the shrine first, and then we will do some blessing chants, Paritta chanting, which is the traditional chants of blessings, and and part of it is setting the intention of bringing to mind our refuges, our intention of coming together for the benefit of many beings. Part of it is also a kind of establishing the boundary formally of this is actually in all Buddhist traditions the boundary is usually marked for formal ceremonies of the Sangha, of the community, and we haven't actually. Sometimes you actually take like rocks, big boulders, and you designate them and you make it into a formal place. And we've never done that. There's other ways, there's simpler ways to do it. I opted for the simpler way. And but I think it's helpful to begin the ceremonies with a recollection of, okay, this is a space that we want to hold as sacred or consecrated. An important occasion is going to take place. The taking of the monastic precepts, making commitment to training as a monk in the following the ancient path of the Buddha, and the how do you say, the ceremony or the the ways in which we perform the ceremony today, those are all designated in our ancient texts that go back to the time of the Buddha or shortly thereafter, and so that say this ceremony has been taking place for over 2,500 years now, so about almost 26. So it is an ancient, one can say, ritual, but it's also something that one gives meaning to by our own intention and determination. So that and then also delighting in the intention of like Ācariyas Sampanno, Ācariyas Suddhiko, to give themselves to this training, and because it's there's a lot easier things to do in the world, and this is what they want to do. So it's something that is to be really delighted in, and to take joy in. So we'll begin by paying respects to the shrine, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and then we will do the Paritta chanting together. So bhagava harahang samma sambuddho sākato yena bhagavata dhammo supatipanno yasa bhagavato sāvaka sangho dhammayang bhagavannang satamang sasangang eme sakarehi atharahang aropitehi abhipujayama sadhuno bande bhagava suchila parini buddhopi pachima janathanukam amanasa eme sakare jugatapanna karabhuje patikanhatu amhakam likalatam mitaya sukhaya arahang samma sambuddho bhagava buddhang bhagavantang abhivademi. Sākato bhagavata dhammo dhammang namasami. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho sanghang namami. Andamayang buddha sabhagavato pupapaka namakarlang karomase. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. I'll ask Ajahn Karuṇadhammo to call the devas, forces of goodness, to come and both to witness and to support, delight in this as well. Haritva namehetang sameheta badanda Awikita citta paritang dhanandu Sage kame charupe Yirisikaratate chantalike vimane Dipe rate chagame Taruanagahane gehavatu mitete Umma chayantu deva jalatala visameya kakanda banaga Titanta santike yang muniwara vakshanang sadhava me sunandu Buddha dasana kalavayang baranda Dhamma savana kalavayang baranda Sangha paivu pasana kalo ayang baranda Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammāṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghāṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammāṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Saṅghāṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Dhammāṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Saṅghāṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Ocakumā mohamala bhagato sammaṃ vabuddho sugato vimutto mala sapasa vinimochayanto pape sike manjanatam vinayam buddhaṃ varantam silasa namami loka sanatan ca vinayakam ca tante jasate jaya siddhi hotu sabandalaya javina samentu dhammo dajoyo viyata sasatu dase siloka savisuddhi magam niyani kodam antara satari sata vaho santi karo
สันตดาหังคันเทจะสาเทจยสิริโหตุสาบันตรายาจวินาสเมนุสานัมมเสนาสุขตานุโรโยโลกาสัพพะภูภกิเลสเจตาสันโตสยังสันตินิโยจะโกจะสวากาตธัมมังเวดิตังกโรติสังฆังวรันตังศิรสานัมมามิพุทธานุพุทธังสัมมาสีลติติงคันเทจะสาเทจยสิริโหตุสาบันตรายาดาวินาสมินตุนะโมอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะมะเอสิโนนะโมโหธรรมธัมมาสสวากาตาเสวะเทมินะโมมหาสังฆาสัพพิวิสุทธิสีลติติโนนะโมโอมาทยาราธาสรัตนาทยาสสาธุคังนะโมโอมกาติทาสทาสวาทุตยาสปินะโมกาลังปะปาเวนะวิกาชันตุปาดวานะโมกาลังนุภาเวนะสุวัตติโหตุสัพพทานะโมกาลาสเทเจนะวิธิมิโหมิเทจวาเสวนายมาลานังปันติทานันจะเสวนาปุจาจะปุจนิยานังเอตัมมังกลมุตตมังปฏิรูปเดสวาโสจะปุเบจะกตปุญญาตาอัตถสัมมาปณิดิจเอตัมมังกลมุตตมังปะปุสาจันจะสิปัญจวินโยจะสุสิกิโตสุภาสิกาชยาวาจาเอตัมมังกลมุตตมังปัตตาปิตุอุปาทานังพุทธกาลาสสังฆโออนาคุลาจกัมมันตาเอตัมมังกลมุตตมังดานันจะธัมมจริยาจัญญาตกานันจะสังฆโออนวัจจานิกัมมานิเอตัมมังกลมุตตมังการติวิรติปาปามาจะปานาจะสัญญโมอาปมาโดจะธัมเมสุเอตัมมังกลมุตตมังการติวัลโมจะสันตุติจักตัญญุตากาเลนะธัมมาสวนังเอตัมมังกลมุตตมังตันติจะโสวัจจาสดาสมนานันจะตาสนังกาเลนะธัมมสกาจาเอตัมมังกลมุตตมังอโภจะพรหมจริยังจะอริยสัจจานันดาสนังนิพพานสัจจกิริยาจะเอตัมมังกลมุตตมังพุทธาสโลกตังเอหิจิตังยาสนกัมปติอโศกังวิรจังเกมังเอตัมมังกลมุตตมังเอธาดิสานิกาตวานะสามาตมปราจิตาสามาตโสติงนาจังรันเตสังมังกลมุตตมันติกัลนิยมาตกุสเลนะยันทังสันตังปะทังอภิสัมเมจะสาโกอุจุจะสุอุจุจะสุวโจจะสมุตุวันติมานิสันตุสโกจะสุภโรจะอาปะกิโชจะสาลาภกวุติสันตินริโยจะนิปโกจะอาปะกาโปกุเลสุอนันุกิโดนะจักขุตังสัมมาจเรคินจิเยนะวินโยปะเรอุปวะเดยุงสุขิโนวะเคมิโนหุนตุสัพเพสัตตาภวันตุสุขิตาตาเยเคจิปานะพุทธาติคัสสาวะคาวราวะอนวัสเสสะดิกาวะเยมหัน กิตาตานัปโรปรังดิโกเมตนาติมันเยตกาตจินังกินติปยาโลสนาปฏิกสัญญานัญญมัญญาสดุกเนเชยมาตายตานิยังโพธังอายุสาเอกพุทธมนุราเทเหวันติสาภพุเตสุมาณสัมภาวเยอปริมาณังเมทัญจสาภโลกัสมิงมาณสัมภาวเยอปริมาณังโอดังอดุจติริยัญญาสัมปานังอเวรังอัสสปาทังเดตัญชรังนิสินโนอาสยานโนวายาวัฏฏาสวิกตมิโนเอทังสติงอดิเตยพระมเมทังวิหารังนิธรรมาหุติติญจานุปกัมมสีลวะดาสเนนะสัมปันโนกาเมสุเวนัยเกตังนาหิจัตุกะปัสสยังปุณเรติติอันเดนิเมตังอวมังกลังเจโยจามันทาโพสกุณาสสานโดภาปากะโหตุสุปินังกกันตังบุญญานุภาเวนวินาสเมนตุยันเดนิเมตังอวมังกลังเจโยจามนาโพสกุณาสสานโดภาปากะโหตุสุปินังกกันตังธัมมานุภาเวนวินาสเมนตุยันเดนิเมตังอวมังกลังเจโยจามนาโพสกุณาสสานโดภาปากะโหตุสุปินังกกันตังสังฆานุภาเวนวินาสเมนตุอิติปิโสภะคะวะอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธวิชาจารณสัมปันโนสุขโตโลกวิทูอนุตตโรปุริสธัมมสารติสัตตาเทวมนุสสานังพุทโธภะคะวะติสวากาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมสันติติโกอัคคาลิโกเอหิปัสสิโกโอปัญญิโกปัจจตังเวทิตาโมวินยูหิติสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆจุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆญาญาปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสามีจิปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆยะดิดังจัตตาริปุริสยุคานิยัตถปุริสปุกลาเอสะภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆปาหุเนโยปาหุเนโยดากินายโยอัญจลิกรณิโยอนุตตรังปุญญาเกตังโลกัสสาติมหาการุณิโกนาโตหิตายะสัพพานินังโกเรตวาปารมิสาภาปาโตสัมโพธิโมตตมังเอเตนะสัจจวัจเจนะโหตุเตชัยมังกลังจยันโตโพธิยาโมเรสัพยานังนันเทวาตโนเอวังตวังวิจโยหิจยสุจยมังกะเลอปราจิตปาลังเกสีเสปัตวิโภกะเลอภิเสเกสัมปพุทธานังอากาปาโตปโมจติสุนาคาตังสุมังกลังสุปปาตังสุโหติตังสุขโนสุโมโหโตจะสุเยตังพรหมจารีสุปตากินังกายกรรมังวาจากรรมังปดากินังปดากินังมโนกรรมังปณิทิเตปดากินาปดากินังนิกัตวังนรบันทาเจปดากินเนบ Bhavatu Sabba Mangalang Rakantu Sabba Devata Sabba Buddha Nubhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Sabba Mangalang Rakantu Sabba Devata Sabba Dhamma Nubhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Sabba Mangalang Rakantu Sabba Devata Sabba Sankanu Bhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te.
While I'm thinking of it, nothing to do with the ordination. I'm already thinking about tomorrow. So. Today being Ajahn Chah's birthday and having the ordination, then I mean that's a suitable thing to honor Ajahn Chah with. But tomorrow is Sunday, and we've started our Sunday afternoon program, 2 o'clock, chanting, meditation, and a Dhamma talk after. And I'm in honor of Ajahn Chah's birthday. I'm going to do some readings from a new biography of Ajahn Chah that is yet to be printed. I think it'll be printed at the by the end of the year. That's the plan. I think the plan is actually going forward as well. So, but it's still in. It isn't the final manuscript, but it's pretty close. And so I thought I would use tomorrow afternoon's gathering to do the readings from, do some readings from Ajahn Chah's biography, his teachings. We did it over the winter retreat, and part of it was, of course, for people's benefit, but then also the author, Ajahn Jayasaro, wanted me to be checking for mistakes or things that could be added to it or taken out of. So I'm quite excited about the book finally coming out. And also today is the Lunar Observance Day, but we won't be doing a vigil this evening, so that this is our gathering, and after there'll be an open evening this evening for our community. So the the ordination begins with the novices retaking or reestablishing their novice precepts. They've been, of course, living under those precepts for some time, and in a Buddhist culture, Buddhist belief, of course, whenever we undertake any kind of meritorious action, it is more beneficial to undertake that action with a purity of conduct, a purity of precepts, sila, of our virtue, so that when something is done purely, it has a larger impact both on ourselves and on others, so that the retaking of the precepts is just to one is to reestablish oneself freshly in those precepts, and then entering the Bhikkhu ordination with completely pure precepts. They'd be very hard to break a precept in the little amount of time that we're giving them. And in they'll also in taking the precepts, they will make an offering of candles, incense, and flowers to the chanting Acarya. Today that'll be Ajahn Karuṇadhammo. And these are traditional offerings to, say, to the shrine, to teachers, to the Buddha, so that like we say the shrine has flowers, and we had incense and candles on that we lit, and Apple did a great job of making the getting flowers up here that aren't going to fall over. Yeah, really thought that through, and how are we going to, because it's really windy, how are we going to keep these flowers from falling over? So she's got them secured, sort of fastened very securely to the posts. We didn't dare bring up Ajahn Chah's little shrine, because that would surely fall over. So Ajahn Chah's shrine is still down in the main temple building. But the candles, incense, and flowers are traditional offerings, and they bring to mind, they say, the path, or the reminders of the path of practice, path of training that we're undertaking. The flowers are, because the traditional path is, say, sila, samadhi, panya, the virtue, meditation, wisdom, and the flowers are a symbol of virtue. Although in the Dhammapada, the Buddha says that they say the fragrance of flowers only goes in one direction, following the wind, but they say the fragrance of the good benefit of virtue goes in all directions. Incense is a symbol for meditation, in that when you light a stick of incense, it's always going to be one-pointed. It's always going to have that one point where it's burning, and that's a goal that we try to establish with our mindfulness, our attention, our training in meditation, so that the mind doesn't keep wandering, which, I mean, it does anyway, but it's good to remind yourself, there is the possibility of one pointing it and bringing it to unification. And candles are always a traditional symbol for wisdom or discernment, in that candle is bringing light into the world, and that light of wisdom, light of knowledge, light of understanding is just so important to be bringing into our own heart, so that these traditional offerings are offered to the novices will offer to the chanting Acharya, and then they will request the refuges and the precepts. So, to begin.
Sawandami Bante Sabang Aparadam Kamatame Bante Maya Katang Punyam Samina Anumoditabang Samina Katang Punyam Mayham Databang Sadhu Sadhu Anumodami Oka Sakarunyam Katawa Tisaranena Saha Sila Nidetame Bante.
So the novices have made a request for the refuges and precepts. It's a very humble and respectful way of doing. I mean, everything's going to be done in Pali, so, but I'll give explanations. And please allow me to offer my respects. Please grant forgiveness for any shortcomings. Whatever goodness has been accumulated by me, may I offer it to you. May I partake in the accumulated goodness of the Venerable Sir. Out of compassion, please give me the 3 refuges and the precepts. So it's a very respectful way of beginning a ceremony.
Bante Saranasilang Gacchami Tutiyampi Aham Bante Saranasilang Gacchami Tatiyampi Aham Bante Saranasilang Gacchami. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. 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 Yamahang vadami tang vadehi okasa amabante. Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dhammāṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dhammāṃ saranang gacchāmi. Saṅghāṃ saranang gacchāmi. Sangham Saranam Gacchami.
Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ Saranam Gacchami.
Dutiyampi Dhammāṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami.
Dutiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ Saranam Gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ Saranam Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Dhammāṃ Saranam Gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami.
Saranagamanam Nittitaṃ.
Samapante.
Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Anatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Adinādana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Adinādana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Abrahmacharya Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Brahmacharya Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Surameraya Majjapamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Surameraya Majjapamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Vikalabhojana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Vikalabhojana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Nachagita Vadita Visukkadasana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Nacha Gita Vadita Visukkadasana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Mala Ganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusana Thana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Mala Ganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusana Thana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Ucha Sayana Mahasayana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Uchasana Mahasana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Jataru Parajatapatigahana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Jata Rupa Rajatapatigahana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
Imani dasa Sikkhapadani Samadhiyami.
Oka Samapante. Imani dasa Sikkhapadani Samadhiyami. Imani dasa Sikkhapadani Samadhiyami. Imani dasa Sikkhapadani Samadhiyami.
Okay, so the with the precepts, Sāmaṇera precepts being formally retaken and established, then we can begin the actual Bhikkhu ordination. First thing could be for the families to come and offer the robes and bowls, if you guys turn around so that they can access you easily. So these different family members, please come forward and formal giving of the robes and the bowl. And then the tray of offerings that will be offered to the preceptor. Suddhiko's brother want to come forward, and they can come. Wonderful. And if we could have the monks help out to put the tie on the sangatis. We've got their formal robes are the the double thickness sangatis, which they're going to put over the shoulders, and we'll tie them on with a sash just so they don't have to worry about the robes falling off during the ordination. So it's helpful. And these robes are all they've all been sewn by the candidates, and got them. They spent the last couple months sewing and getting these robes together, starting from just pieces of white cloth and getting them sewn into there's a particular pattern that they're sewn in. They're which is designated by the Buddha. Actually, was the Buddha asked Ananda to come up with a design that would look good, because sometimes the monks had in the Buddha's time were given large pieces, any marks on them at all, and that was considered very very special, expensive. And then sometimes they were given they had to make their robes out of all sorts of bits and pieces that they could find, whatever they could find. So in order to create a certain uniformity, then the Buddha was near the area of Rajagir in that time, and he pointed out the paddy fields and said something like that. Make a design, something like that. And so Ananda came up with a design that would, because it's like they come up like this and then they divide around. So we're allowed to have no fewer than 5 panels, and I'm not sure how many panels are is your G1. 5, really? 7. Okay. Yours is 7 as well. A lot of it depends on the size of the cloth, in terms of what's the optimum size in order to maximize the use of the cloth. So that I think mine is 9, but I didn't do it myself, so I don't know why. I was offered these. Gosh, that's about a year and a half ago now. So these robes are, say, the ancient symbols of a religious seeker in the Buddhist tradition. You see somebody with this kind of color, these kind of robes, and you know that's a Buddhist monk, especially in the Theravada tradition. And the bowl is also I mean, it has a very practical function, but we eat out of it. But the symbol, of course, is the symbol of our living a renunciant life. We have relinquished many of our possessions, pretty much all of our possessions. We don't have the use of money. We're not allowed to even touch money. Can't accumulate it. Can't even earn it. But what we do have is an alms bowl, which we can, but we're not even actually allowed to ask for anything. So it's like making ourselves available for people's generosity, and if we're living a wholesome life, a skillful life, people will probably want to look after us, and probably want to support the aspiration of one who's seeking peace. And so I think that's quite universal, that aspiration for peace, for happiness, for well-being. It's not, that's a very human quality, very human aspiration that we all are looking for. And as religious seekers, as monastics, that's placed front and center by the rules of training and the lifestyle that we live. when when Ajahn Chah first took the monks to England to sort of see, well, is it suitable to leave them there? And because there was a Buddhist group that wanted to, they were the first Buddhist group in the West who wanted to have a branch monastery of Ajahn Chah's in the West. This is in England, and Ajahn Chah went, and he felt it was suitable. There was good interest, a lot of sincerity, so he felt comfortable to have the monks stay on. At one point when they were living, they had the Buddhist group there had a house in North London, Hampstead area, and there were some members of the Buddhist Society, and that's a very long-established Buddhist group in England, in London, and the person who founded it was a High Court judge, so very respected person in the culture society. But it was started in the 1910s, 1920s, so it had been around for a long time, and most of the Buddhists were what were referred to as armchair Buddhists, weren't really practicing. But anyway, there was a delegation from the Buddhist Society came, along with the president at the time of the society, and talking to Ajahn Chah, and one of the things that they were very concerned about is, you're not going to let those monks go out on the street with those robes on, are you? I was so. And Ajahn Chah said, what else would they wear? You know, it's like that's what a monk is, and that's how they let other people know that they are monks as well. So that's something that Ajahn Chah was very much keen on, in the sense of preserving many of these traditional elements of the Buddhist traditions, and especially for monastics, wearing the robes, performing the traditional duties of a monastic, going on alms round, and they at first people were very skeptical of them going on alms round, and so, you know, what's the point of going on alms round? People probably won't offer food. And Ajahn Chah said, we're not going for the food, we're going for the people. So, which is a very different perspective, in the sense that, yeah, it's not as if we're trying to scrounge food off of people. What we're trying to do is be a presence in the world of the religious seeker, as a visible presence in the world, and that is something that I think in the West is it's a really important symbol or image that we're missing. Generally, there's like when the Buddha speaks of the things that were, he called them heavenly messengers. The things that were sort of messengers that really stirred him to leaving a comfortable life as a prince, with worldly possibilities, and it was what do you call heavenly messenger. So the symbol that made him reflect on seeking for something of both a deeper meaning and with a liberating quality, a peaceful quality, was the seeing somebody who was sick, seeing a sick person, seeing an old person, seeing a sick person, seeing a dead person, but the last was seeing a religious seeker. Those were what he called heavenly messengers, the things that stimulated reflection and investigation of what's a higher purpose for this human existence. So that bringing the symbol of a religious seeker into the world. So our robes are a very direct reminder of that. Our alms bowls are similarly, they perform a practical function. We eat out of them, we receive our food in them. When we travel, we put our clothes in them. There are suitcases, and that's not a joke, because especially in Thailand, when you're practicing in the forest and living out in jungle areas or in forest areas, and you don't have much. You have a small umbrella with a mosquito net to protect you from the elements, sitting meditations, staying out, and if a rain comes, first thing you do is put your robes inside your bowl. At least when that rain stops, you've got some dry robes. That's important. Name. But also that say the bowl as a symbol of being a religious seeker, a renunciant, one who's turned back from the stream of the world, turned back from the habits of the world, and is seeking peace in a different way. There was one time when Ajahn Chah, I think it was the first time that Ajahn Chah was invited to receive his meal in the palace in Bangkok by the king and the queen. And he stayed at a city temple going down from Ubon, which is that's an overnight train ride, so it's quite a distance. I staying in a Bangkok temple, and then preparing to go to the meal offering the next day at the palace, and he's preparing his bowl to go, and one of the senior administrative monks, because it's for the administrative monks, city monks, they don't usually use their bowls. They oftentimes don't go in alms round. They're much more set life in a sort of a study, ceremony, ritual. And Ajahn Chah, being from a forest tradition, had much stricter interpretation and implementation of the traditional use of the rules of discipline and the requisite. So, but anyway, the monks said, "What? You're taking your bowl? You know, what's the king gonna think if you take your bowl to this invitation?" And Ajahn Chah's reply was, "What would the Buddha think if I didn't?" His standard wasn't sort of worldly standards. It was more like how to be as faithful as possible to the what the Buddha laid out for us, and I think that the training, the lifestyle, the principles, the teachings that the Buddha laid out 2,500 years ago are very much applicable today. I mean, I've been here in America for 20 years, and the amount of adaptations that are needed in order to live here, I think quite minimal. And I mean, it works. It's pared back to basics, and I think people respond to that simplicity and the clarity. So that, say, as evidenced by other than Ajahn Sek, our Thai monk who's come from Thailand, and myself, everybody else is ordained here. So everybody's sort of come and been drawn to this from this culture, and have trained here, and there's still more people in the pipeline over there. It's not bad. It's working. Okay, let's do the ordination. I invite the novices to come up onto the platform. Request dependence.
Aham bante visayam yachami tutiyampi aham bante visayam yachami tatiyampi aham bante visayam yachami upajayo me bante hohi upajayo me bante hohi upajayo me bante hohi
Opayikam
okasa sampatichami
Pati Rupam
okasa sampatichami
Hasadikena Sampadehi
okasa sampatichami Ajanta Gedani Tero Mai Hang Baro
Santake Jani Tero Mahangaro Aham Pite Rasabaro.
Okay, what the novices have done, the candidates have requested dependence, and as a one who's still in training, so Anagarakas, novices, newly ordained monks, it is prescribed by the Buddha to live in dependence on the teacher, and to be at least 5 years with the teacher as a monk. And it takes time to learn the refinements of discipline, refinements of training, the responsibilities and duties that one has, both for looking after oneself, but also for living within a community, and so there's both the trainings around requisites, trainings around interactions with the people within the community that we live with, and so that just having the time to learn that, and to learn it not just as a text that one memorizes somewhere, but it's a lived experience, and it's through living the life and living with others who have similarly been trained that one learns. So that being with, say myself as a preceptor, Ajahn Karuṇadhammo, Ajahn Jotipālo as chanting Acariyas, these are the direct people who one has a responsibility, relationship with, but also it's the I would say in the discipline, in the training, an ordination isn't, I'd say, if it was just myself and Ajahn Karuṇadhammo, Ajahn Jotipālo, even though, say, combined together we've got a lot of experience, but that isn't actually sufficient to do an ordination. One has to have a community, so that the community is taking on the responsibility and duty of introducing new people into this training, so that it's actually everybody's responsibility. And there are further on in the ceremony, it's a very explicit where I present the candidates to the Sangha, to the community, and ask for their permission to take them on for ordination. So the act of dependence is it's done with me as the preceptor, but it has a much more broad implication and application, so that today you're coming to ask dependence to continue with this ordination, and that is the responses that I gave signify assent. So that the next thing that will also be done in the ceremony will be a formal designating of the robes and bowl these are things that you have to have to ordain. Somebody showed up without a bowl, with only one robe, then couldn't accept them for ordination. You have to have a full set of robes. You have to have an alms bowl. There's 8 requisites that monks have to have at all times. So there's the bowl, these 3 main robes, double thickness robe that they have with their shoulder, upper robe, the lower robe around their waist. Those are 4 requisites. Another one is a belt. Actually, a belt to keep the robe up. That's important. A needle and thread to be able to patch your robes when it's necessary. You have to have a water filter for making sure that when you're drinking water anywhere and it's properly filtered, you're not destroying life, and that it seems that any animals or organisms are filtered out. And there's one more. Razor, that's right. You have to have a razor. You can't go around looking scruffy. For that, these are the basic requisites that you have to have all the time. And there are monks I know who have made a determination just to rely on those 8 requisites, not have anything else. And there's one I know did a pilgrimage in India with just those requisites and nothing else. He's quite an ascetic character. So but it's a great experiment, and it's a great example, because you can live just like the simplest possible way, and he's still a monk. He's a very dedicated practitioner. So also in the ordination, of course, it's all in the scriptural language Pali, so that as we go into the procedure, then you will be questioned by the chanting Acariyas about things that are obstructions to living a holy life, and you'll be asked, and if you have these obstructions, then you should answer Nakti Bhante, which means no, Venerable Sir, and you'll be questioned according to the things that you kind of requirements. Are you human? Are you have permission to your parents? Are you free from debt and various things? And you say yes, Venerable Sir. You'll also be asked what your names are, and the designated and given your holy names, so that Sampanno, given that name, so they'll ask Karuṇadhammo, what is your name? And you should answer Aham Bhante Sampanno Nama. And they'll also ask the name of the preceptor. The name is Pasanno. They'll ask Ko Namate Upajayo. You should answer Upajayo Me Bhante Sama Pasanno Nama. And similarly, Suddhiko, they'll ask Karuṇadhammo, what is your name? You should answer Aham Bhante Suddhiko Nama. And they'll ask the name of the preceptor, Ko Namate Upajayo. You should answer Upajayo Me Bhante Sama Pasanno Nama. They'll formally give you your bowl, and then we will formally designate your bowl and robes, or point them out to you. Upajangaha petabo, upajangaha petava, patta chivarang ajitatabang, ayante patho,
Amabante,
ayang sanghate,
Amabante,
ayang uttara sangho,
Amabante,
ayang antaravasako,
Amabante,
Gacchata amumhi okase tittata, means go and stand over there. So the way the procedure works is to the formal boundary is sort of bounded by the actual presence of the bhikkhus, the monks. So they're standing outside the boundary now of the sangha. So they're in the time of the Buddha. The way the ceremony is set up, then you have to do the questioning outside the boundary, and then bring them into the midst of the sangha to question them again. It's a historical quirk that came about because there were people who got very flustered and were very shy, so that they climbed them outside the boundary and then brought them in so that they were more familiar. And the historical quirk is sort of reflected in the ceremony we still do today, so that but they're well practiced, well timed, not really concerned. So that far is enough. It fulfills the purpose of the ceremony. So I invite the chanting Acariyas to prepare to go and question the candidates.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa.
So the chanting Acaryas will make an announcement to the sangha, and that they're announcing their intention to question the Sāmaṇeras outside the boundary, and the way that all of the formal acts of the sangha, proceedings of the sangha, everything has to be done by consensus, so that in the making of the announcement, then if for some reason somebody decides that there's something not quite appropriate yet, then everybody has to be in agreement. So I'm sure everybody will be in agreement with it. But it's a principle that is really important in the governance of the Sangha, and the way that the Sangha has continued to function over millennia. That everybody has to be on board, everybody has to agree. Also, it's like today, if somebody decided, it's too hard, I don't want to go, that wouldn't mean that wouldn't, if they weren't there, that would mean that their consent was not given. So then we wouldn't be able to proceed until we had everybody together, everybody was in agreement. I think it's a really interesting principle that is carried on to this day.
Sunatu me bante sangho Sampanno cha Suddhiko cha Kaya samato Pasanno upasampada peka Yadi sangha sapatakalam Aham sampannan cha Suddhikan cha Anusaseyam. Sampanno ayam Jotipālo Jotipālo yang jakantam sangamaje putande santang atiti watabam asantang atiti watabam mako witasi mako mantu ahosi ewantam kuchi sanchi ewa rupa abada Kutam
Nati Bante,
Gando
Nati Bante,
Tilaso
Nati Bante,
Soso
Nati Bante,
Apamaro
Nati Bante,
Manusosi
Ama Bante,
Orisosi
Ama Bante,
Bujisosi
Ama Bante,
Ananosi
Ama Bante,
Nasi Rajapato
Ama Bante,
Anunyatosi Mata Pituhi
Ama Bante,
Paripunavi Sativasosi
Ama Bante,
Paripunante Patati Varam
Ama Bante,
Inamosi
Ahang Bante, Sampanno Nama,
Ko Namate Upachayo
Upajayo Me Bante, Ayasana Pasanno Nama,
Sunasi Suddhika Ayante Satchakalo Bhutapalo Yanjakam Tam Sanghamaje Puchante Santang Natiti Vatabam Asantang Natiti Vatabam Mako Vitasi Mako Mantu Ahosi Ewantam Putti Santi Ewa Rupa Abada Kutam
Nati Bante,
Gando
Nati Bante,
Tilaso
Nati Bante,
Soso
Nati Bante,
Apamaro
Nati Bante,
Manusosi
Ama Bante,
Purisosi
Ama Bante,
Fujisosi
Ama Bante,
Ananosi
Ama Bante,
Nasi Rajapato
Ama Bante,
Anunyatosi Mata Pituhi
Ama Bante,
Paripunavi Sativasosi
Ama Bante,
Paripunante Pasachivaram
Ama Bante,
Inamosi
Ahang Bante, Suddhiko Nama,
Ko Namate Upachayo
Tajayo me bante ayasana pasanno.
So one of the aspects of the tradition is that both in terms of the candidates as well as the chanting Acariyas, everything has to be quite precise. Like there was where the chanting Acariyas were so that it's like Harley Punante. So as soon as they realize they've made a mistake, you don't just sort of fudge it and go through. You don't leave a mistake. You make sure everything is absolutely precise. It's done. Everything's done properly. And it's also why I'm checking as we go along, so that making sure that everything is done properly. It's done in a prescribed fashion. Okay, so then the chanting acharyas come back now into the boundary, and they will announce to the sangha that the questioning outside the sima outside the boundary has been completed.
Sunatu me bante sangho Sampanno cha Suddhiko cha Ayasamato Pasanasa upasampada peka Anusita te maya Yadi sangha sapatakalam Sampanno cha Suddhiko cha Agacheyum.
Come here. So you come up onto the edge of the platform and kneel down, and you're still outside the boundary, and a couple monks will go behind and grab your holes, keep them from falling, and go ahead and bow 3 times. And then you'll make a formal request to the Sangha to accept you for your Upasampada. Upasampada literally means going forth, so that going forth. Sanghang Ajahn Sadhuavaso Saboyang Sangho Emanja Sampannang Emanja Sundikang Nama Sāmaṇeras Antaraye Ke Dhamme Pujitva Tattapata Kalatan Yatava Yati Chattutena Kammena Akupena Thana Rahena Upasambhade Mati Kama Sanithanam Karotu.
Sadhu.
So invite the candidates to come into the midst of the Sangha, and this will be the occasion for the chanting acharyas to, first they'll make an announcement to the Sangha that there will question you as to your suitability, no impediments for the ordination, that you have all the proper permissions and preparations. Okay, so chanting the prayers.
Sunatu me bante sangho Ayancha Sampanno Ayancha Suddhiko Ayasamato Pasanasa upasampada peka Yadi sangha sapatakalam Aham Sampannancha Suddhikancha Antarayike dhamme pucheyam.
The chanting acharyas turn to the candidates, and one by one they will question it.
So, Sunasi Sampanno, Ayante Sachakalo, Bhutakalo, Yang Jatang Tanguchami, Santang Atiti Vatabang, Asantang Atiti Vatabang, Santi Te Eva Rupa, Abada, Kutang,
Nati Bante,
Dando,
Nati Bante,
Kilaso,
Nati Bante,
So,
Nati Bante,
Apamaro,
Nati Bante,
Manu Sosi,
Ama Bante,
Kori Sosi,
Ama Bante,
Buji Sosi,
Ama Bante,
Ananosi,
Ama Bante,
Nasi Rajavato,
Ama Bante,
Anunyato Simata Pituhi,
Ama Bante,
Paripunavi Sativa Sosi,
Ama Bante,
Paripunante Patajivaram,
Ama Bante,
Inamosi,
Aham Bante, Sampanno Nama,
Ko Namate Upachayo,
Upajayo Me Bante, Ayasama Pasanno Nama,
Sunasi Suddhika, Ayante Sachakalo, Bhutakalo, Yang Jatang Kampuchani, Santang Atiti Vatabang, Asantang Atiti Vatabang, Santi Te Eva Rupa, Abada, Kutang,
Nati Bante,
Dando,
Nati Bante,
Kilaso,
Nati Bante,
So,
Nati Bante,
Apamaro,
Nati Bante,
Manu Sosi,
Ama Bante,
Kori Sosi,
Ama Bante,
Buji Sosi,
Ama Bante,
Ananosi,
Ama Bante,
Nasi Rajapato,
Ama Bante,
Anunyato Simata Pituhi,
Ama Bante,
Paripunavi Santiva Sosi,
Ama Bante,
Paripunante Patajivaram,
Ama Bante,
Inamosi,
Aham Bante, Suddhiko Nama,
Ko Namate Upachayo,
Upajayo Me Bante, Ayasama Pasanno Nama.
The next part of this ceremony is the formal act of the Sangha, which will confer the Bhikkhu ordination to the candidates. The Chanting Acariyas make a motion to the Sangha, to the community. This is what these are the candidates. Sampanno, Suddhiko, Pasanno is the giant. They're free from any impediments. All of the requirements are fulfilled. If the Sangha would give permission, and if the Sangha is in agreement, this would be an appropriate act of the Sangha. That's the motion. And then there's 3 announcements. I'm just making sure, again, the sense of consensus. And then at the end of that, okay, everybody is in agreement. This is a valid act of the Sangha. The ordination is valid. Invite the Chanting Acariyas to do the motion and 3 announcements. Everybody's
Sunatu me bante sangho, ayancha sampanno, ayancha suddhiko, ayasamato pasanasa upasampada peka, parisuddha antaraike hidamehi, paripunami me sampata jivaran, sampanno ja, suddhiko ja, Sanghang upasampadang yachanti ayasamata pasanena upachayena yadi sangha sapatakalang sangho sampanancha sudikancha upasampadeya ayasamata pasanena upachayena esanyati Sunatu me bante sangho ayancha sampanno ayancha suddhiko ayasamato pasanasa upasampada peta parisuddha antarayike hidamehi paripurnami me sampata chivaran sampanno cha suddhiko cha sanghang upasampadang yachanti ayasamata pasanena upachayena sangho sampanancha suddhikancha upasampadeti ayasamata pasanena upachayena yasaya samato kamati sampanna sacha suddhika sacha upasampada ayasamata pasanena upachayena sotunhasa yasana kamati sobaseya dutiyampi ekamatang vadami sunatu me bante sangho ayancha sampanno ayancha suddhiko ayasamato pasanasa upasampada peka parisuddha antarayike hidamehi paripurnami me sampata chivarang sampanno cha suddhiko cha sanghang upasampadang yachanti ayasamata pasanena upachayena sangho sampannancha suddhikancha upasampadeti ayasamata pasanena upachayena yasaya samato kamati sampanna sacha suddhika sacha upasampada ayasamata pasanena upachayena sotunhasa yasana kamati sobaseya tatiyampi ekamatang vadami sunatu me bante sangho ayancha sampanno ayancha suddhiko ayasamato pasanasa upasampada peka parisuddha antarayike hidamehi paripurnami me sampata chivarang sampanno cha suddhiko cha sanghang upasampadang yachanti ayasamata pasanena upachayena sangho sampannancha suddhikancha upasampadeti ayasamata pasanena upachayena yasaya samato kamati sampanna sacha suddhika sacha upasampada ayasamata pasanena upachayena sotunhasa yasana kamati sobaseya upasampanna sangena sampanno cha suddhiko cha ayasamata pasanena upachayena kamati sanghasa tasamatunhi evametam dharayani sadhu.
So you can go ahead and take your bowls off. Okay, so that is the formal ordination is complete. They're now fully ordained bhikkhus. There's still something that needs to be done for the to complete the ordination. That is the instruction by the preceptor, and this is something that again designated at the time of the Buddha, that the preceptor has to inform the instructor candidates as the very fundamentals of what they're to rely on. Of course, the four requisites, relying on alms food, relying on robe cloth, relying on a simple lodging, relying on simple medicines. These are the things that they are required to rely on, and things that they cannot do. There's precepts that we take on, and there are particularly four of the precepts. There's many different gradations of the precepts, but the four weightiest precepts are ones that actually invalidate one as a bhikkhu, as a monk. Once one has taken on the training, and the first one is around sexuality, sexual intercourse, taking what isn't given, stealing, taking human life, and then outside community. So that these are things that cannot be done. To make that very, very clear. Of course, we've already gone over all of these already, but I think it's helpful for the lay community to know that there are, of course, say as bhikkhus or as fully ordained monks, monastics, there is a taking on of a training that is both precise and there's some responsibility there. But it's also voluntary. If people don't feel drawn to it, don't feel interested, then that's we don't ask anybody to come and ordain with us.